you have joined us for the $1 Million Mindset series that we are running in January and February 2026. Obviously, ending with a bang at launch 2026, where we're traveling the country and we bring together $1 Million Billers, and we are unpacking mindset and resilience for all recruiters far and wide. Today, I am super pumped talking to Laura Frazer. Laura, welcome.
Thank you for having me. Pleasure.
And if you're watching on a YouTube or on a video, you'll see she's got some sneaky awards in the background. She's a phenomenal recruiter. I was just having a chat with her off camera. For everyone at home, Laura is actually the Victorian and Tasmanian Councillor for the RCSA, so she's very much active and involved in the community. But more importantly to me and for you at home is that she's an incredible biller. She's built a company from scratch, started that in COVID. She's consistently doing over $1 million a year. You know, she's handpicked a team around her. Sounds like you're hugely successful. You've got 2 young kids, and doing that with 2 young kids, you're doing a lot, and I really am excited to talk to you today about how you do it, how you cope, why you're successful, because that's a lot.
Thanks. Yeah. I feel incredibly overwhelmed now once you put all of that together. But yes, it is a lot, but we managed to push through. So
Let's talk about the day you started your business, because I think it's quite interesting. When did you start? When did you open the doors?
So official birthday, launch day, was the 2nd of April 2020, because launching a recruitment business on the 1st of April, I genuinely think people would have thought I was like having a laugh. So yeah, 2nd of April.
I like that. And you resigned just before COVID lockdown, so you had no idea what was coming. You'd quit your job, right? I'm gonna start an agency. I've got a baby who's 6 months old, and then you went, great, let's start. And then you went, oh crap, the world's shutting down. This is not a great time to start a recruitment business.
Yeah, absolutely. Seemed like a great idea. My business continuity planning has significantly improved since that moment, because I definitely did not have one before we launched, that's for sure. But yeah, no, it was Feb 2020. I had a 6-month-old, and through a lot of reflection, it was like, if I don't do this now, when am I ever going to do it? Resigned from a company I dearly loved, and still in connection with today. But I'm like, now's the time. And yeah, March, like we all know what happened at the end of March, down here in Victoria, Dan put us into lockdown, and me and my husband, from our spare bedroom of our house that we had a mortgage on and a child and all those sort of things, with zero money coming in the door, we're like, well, this was a really great idea, wasn't it?
So talk me through that, right? Everything about this podcast, as you know, is about mindset and resilience, and you would have had to have, you know, maybe you were just walking into it going, well, whatever, this is it, I'm excited, you had enough of that excitement energy, or were you just shitting the bed? Like, talk me through the feeling when you realised, I've just launched a business and we're closing down the country. How did you deal with that?
A bit of column A and a bit of column B. I had a very well-stocked gin and wine cupboard. Not saying that that's probably the healthiest way to deal with things, but she was well supplied. But I think, all jokes aside, it was a burning passion to do what I actually love. And I'm a firm believer, what's meant for you will you know, like if you believe it can happen, then it actually can. And just control the controllables. Could we control a global pandemic? No. Could I control executives getting restructured and projects and transformation falling off the face of the earth? Absolutely not. But I just doubled down on being human, on what we do in recruitment, and spoke to hundreds of people for the first 3 months. I think my husband at the time thought I was a therapist more than I was a recruiter. But the relationships that we built there actually ended up being some of our biggest, and still are some of our biggest clients. So yeah, so it all, quite philosophical, but it all worked out.
You mentioned there, it's about controlling the controllables, and I get a sense that, as much as that sounded like a throwaway comment, I feel like that's probably something that steers you quite often. What are the controllables that you bring to your desk daily outside of a pandemic? Like when you talk about controllables, we can't deal with someone saying no, we can't deal with whatever happens outside there, but what do you look at as the parts that are really important that you need to control?
Well, I think it comes, other than the processes yourself, like they're all to a degree controllable, but so is your mindset. You know, like that's the only thing that any of us can control, as much as we think we're the best influencers in the world. And when it comes to our clients and candidates, is ourselves. So if I'm not centered, if I'm not motivated, if I'm not disciplined, well then we're really in trouble. So yeah, very much the first thing is myself, because that's the only thing actually I can. So
we talked about the gin being well stocked, but we all know that doesn't work over a long period of time. It's a great short term, like, fuck the world, shut yourself off. I'm guessing you're not an alcoholic, but let's just talk about that. So what are some of the things you might do to put yourself in a position to be able to rock up and play, to have a positive mindset, to be, to be able to react? Because as you say, we can choose how we react to things, right? What do you do to best prepare yourself for work?
I think I'm intrinsically dedicated, and motivated's not the right one, but disciplined. So I grew up doing martial arts and ended up being a black belt when I was 12 years old, and I was the youngest black belt in Northern Ireland at the time, and the only female. But it's doing little things that are hard repeatedly was kind of instilled in me. So maybe I was destined for a career in recruitment. But those sort of being just disciplined is what gets me out of bed in the morning. Means that I can do what I need to do, because I haven't got a choice. That's the other thing. Like nothing has ever been handed on a silver platter, business being one of them. So it's like, well, if you want it, well, you have to go get it yourself. So I think being intrinsically disciplined is probably what drives me the most.
Has having kids changed your approach or outlook at your desk?
I have to be more productive. I definitely, prior to children, would have been that person that was the first one in the office and the last one at night. Again, not saying that that's the healthiest thing in the world, but I can't do that now. So then it's like, right, well, how can I maximize and double down on the actual time that I have? Which, any working parent will tell you they're extremely productive if you want to be successful. So yeah, so just doubling down and doing many things at the same time. Like if I'm walking to the shops to get my lunch, best believe I'm going to be on the phone making a few phone calls.
Yes.
Or, like this morning, I was listening to your podcast as I, went on the train, or I might be reading a book, or I'm always doing something when I'm doing something else, so I can maximize the time that I've got. So
I love it.
It helps a smidge. It helps a smidge. I'm not going to lie.
It does. I've talked about this before. It's about leveraging your time. So you go, yes, I'm commuting. Do I have to just be on a bus commuting, or could I actually be productive? You can't look down because you feel sick. But you can listen. I love it. I am putting a note here that when we see you live in Melbourne, I'm going to talk about your, was it Taekwondo? Was it karate?
Jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
My bad. Yep, maybe you can be my bodyguard. How do you bounce back from... No, it's in there. Trust me. Look, we really like to keep this episode short, and the whole purpose of bringing you on here is to give people a taste. I'm really enjoying this chat. I really could talk to you for an hour, probably a whole day. We can't do that in this podcast, so I'm going to leave you two questions. Yep. First one is, do you ever find that you need to reset? Are you so disciplined that you just no, day in, day out, we just do the same thing day in, day out? Or does it ever get to a point where you go, ugh, and you need a big reset?
Oh, sometimes I feel like that daily, but yes, especially with two small children. Look, absolutely, I'd be a liar if everything's smooth sailing and I'm always happy, and yeah, absolutely. I think for me, it's been having really intentional time with my kids and having family holidays. That fills my soul. No end. For the first time over Christmas, we were able to go away for over 3 weeks, and I literally didn't open my laptop for probably the first time ever.
That's great.
in 12 plus years, and that was just because I was so intentional about this is my time for my family. So that's my reset, very much.
One of the big things I do, because I speak to a lot of recruiters, and the ones that are very successful are very intent with their time. They know exactly what they're doing with that time. And not only that, they're able to shut themselves off. The people that struggle the most, they think they're being very productive by saying, I'm on holidays, I'm doing some work, or I'm at work, I'm just doing some stuff in the family. It's just kind of like you're half in, half out, you're never fully committed or, paying full attention to whatever the task is at hand. And I'm getting the sense now that, and anyone who has kids goes down the same path, and everyone here listening might not have kids, but it's a great sharpener of that, right? Because you go, kids are so vitally important. When I'm with them, I want to be with them. But also, work's really important, because if I don't get that part right, guess what? Kids are going to suffer too. So, you've got to get that balance right. So I love hearing you talk about that. Last one for today, and we're going to go into way more in Melbourne.
Can't wait.
If you could have only one KPI at your desk, just one, because I'm sure you got a few. But if you could only have one, what is that metric that matters the most to your desk?
Ooh, great question.
Other than deals, other than amount of placements made.
Other than billings. We call them minimum success metrics here at Frazer Tremble. And one of them would be investing in the long term of your network. So one thing I still religiously do now is proactively meet executives every week, every single week, to build my network, add value to them. And a lot of them over the years have ended up being our biggest clients. So that's outside of billings, and investing in your networks and investing in your relationships is number one. Everything else will form from that.
Oh, I love that. That's a great one to end on. Laura, thank you for jumping on today. I know you're busy. I feel I've had your full attention here, so practice what you preach, right?
Great. I'm glad. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, guys, that's all we have time for today. As always, like, share, subscribe. It does help us grow. If you have not got a ticket to launch 2026, I'm telling you now, you're going to regret it. This thing is almost sold out. I keep saying that, but tickets always stall at the end. We've got a handful left. They will sell out, because I'm going to give them away if we don't sell them. So go and get your ticket now, okay? As always, have an amazing day, and may all your deals come true.